Okay, right. So I'm gonna try and make this an 8-minute review. Hopefully, I'm just reviewing Clash of Champions that happened on Sunday, so I'm kind of late to this. But so this match, it was starting off in match order. So this match was at the kickoff. It was supposed to be Oscar versus Zelina Vega at kickoff, but before the pay-per-view, we found out Nikki Cross, Shayna Baszler, and Nia Jax could not compete because of reasons. Anyway, so there was a lot of change of plans. This match got moved to the kickoff, and to be fair, every match on Clash of Champions, every SmackDown match was very good. I thought this match was very good because I think it's because I thought this match was going to be very bad. We've seen it loads of times. I thought it was going to be a boring match. This match definitely was better than expected. I really think this match was definitely better than expected. Yeah, that's all I can really say for this match. I thought Lucha House Party was gonna win. It's been ages. They haven't won a title yet, but it was Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura that retained their titles. So yeah, that was the kickoff match. It was a very good kickoff match. Normally kickoff matches are very bad, but this match was a very good match in my opinion. So yeah, that's it for that match. Now we're going to the main show, the match that started the main show was the triple threat ladder match, which was definitely best match of the night. Definitely best match of the night. Everyone expected such a good match, and that's why I was worried. Everyone expected such a brilliant match, and I was like, we're gonna be so disappointed. It's really hard to live up to the hype, but they did. It lived up to the hype. It somehow was better than expected, even though the expectation for me was very high. So yeah, these guys almost killed each other. I'm pretty sure these guys almost killed each other. I think they did. I mean, what else can we expect? We have Jeff Hardy, who's very known for ladder matches. I mean, he's been here for like 20 years now, I think. Maybe even more, I don't know. Yeah, definitely 20 years at least. More than 20 years. And he's 43, and he can still do all these amazing moves amazing big spots in ladder matches. I mean, if he's not walking in his like 60s, then I won't be surprised because of how much he's putting his body on the line. And then we have the other two, AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, two of the most talented wrestlers, and all three of them are going at it for the Intercontinental title in a ladder match. And this is definitely making the Intercontinental title look prestigious. Especially when I think it was a winner-take-all match for both titles. But the amount of big spots in the match was crazy. Sami Zayn put handcuffs in Jeff Hardy's ear. That was brutal. But the winner of the match was Sami Zayn, your new Intercontinental Champion. He handcuffed Jeff Hardy's ear to the ladder. He somehow managed to handcuff AJ Styles on the ladder that Sami Zayn was climbing on, and yeah, Sami Zayn won. Next was the supposed to be kickoff match. That's why it says kickoff. Oscar versus Zelina Vega. It weren't the kickoff match. Remember, there was a change of plans, and this match was worse than expected. The thing is, I think so many people like this match. Yeah, I thought it was very meh. You know, I think the reason why I think it's very meh is because I feel like it's because it was only in like only a lot. It was like in only 7 to 8 minutes. My English is rubbish today. Sorry about that. But it was 8 to 7 minutes. No, oh my god, it was 7 to 8 minutes, and yeah, I just expected more. The submission moves that both of these wrestlers did was incredible, but that was the only thing that I remember from the match, the submission moves. I don't know. I don't think any of these matches that happened at Clash of Champions were bad. I just think this match was probably the worst match of the night. Well, it's either this match or the next match, which, oh yeah, Oscar won, by the way. Right? And the next match was, it's very good that Oscar won. Because I was worried that Zelina Vega would win, because Vince McMahon really, Vince McMahon was very keen on Zelina Vega. But, so that's why I was worried. I thought Zelina Vega should have more matches and then get a title shot at least, because she hardly had any matches. Seriously, she just managed to get an opportunity with one match, so very weird. But next match, this was like kind of in the same category as Oscar. It was a very meh match, but it weren't bad, I don't know if this was worse than Oscar versus Zelina Vega. Oscar versus Zelina Vega wasn't bad. It's just I don't know if this was like worse. But yeah, I'm not. The reason why I think this match might be better than Oscar versus Zelina Vega is because I thought this match was gonna be worse than the Oscar versus Zelina Vega, but it weren't, in my opinion. No, I think it was better because it was better than expected. This match was better than expected. I expected such a boring match, maybe because we've already got it. We got it at Payback, but no, these two did some good wrestling, and yeah, definitely better than expected. Bobby Lashley won this match as expected. A lot of people thought Bobby Lashley was going to win this match. It didn't surprise me at all. Next match was the Raw Tag Team Championship match. The Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza. The amount of times we've seen this match is crazy. But when I think about it, these guys have always had good matches. And they had another good match at Clash of Champions for about 8 minutes. After that, I think Angel Garza. I think it was at least in 8 minutes until Angel Garza got really injured. We don't know how serious it was, but he got really injured. So the referee, when Montez Ford pinned Andrade kicked out at 2, but the referee still counted 3 because Angel Garza was really injured and he had to stop the match. But a good match overall, and the Street Profits won. Next up was supposed to be Bayley versus Nikki Cross, but as we've known from the kickoff, Nikki Cross weren't able to compete. So Bayley, because she was able to compete, by the way, we didn't get the women's tag team title match because Nia Jackson and Shayna Baszler were the ones that couldn't compete, and they're the champions. In this case, it was Nikki Cross, the challenger, that couldn't compete, but Bayley still could. And she was the champion, so she still defended it. And the person she defended it against was Oscar. Oscar had 2 matches. The second match was against Bayley because I'm guessing she wanted 2 championships, but there's not really much to say about this match. It ended in 4 minutes. Bayley attacked Oscar with a steel chair, and that was it. We all thought that was it. But then from behind, Sasha Banks attacked Bayley with a steel chair because they've been in a rivalry for the past few weeks, and yeah, attacked her with a steel chair. But then Bayley, I think, kicked her neck. Well, it looked like it or something. I don't know, but Sasha Banks has an injured neck, so that means Bayley took control, got her in the ring, and started beating her with a steel chair, I think. But then, well, I don't know if Bayley started beating her with a steel chair, but Sasha Banks managed to, get the upper hand again, and Bayley ran away, and that was it. Next match was the ambulance match between Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, and I think this was a very expected. This was around the same area. It was as good as I expected it to be good, and I think it was good. I think it was just as I expected. But what I didn't expect is all the legends that, Randy Orton Punk kicked came back to haunt him and beat up Randy, and that's how Drew McIntyre got the upper hand. Obviously, they started in the ring. By the way, the match type was an ambulance match. You have to put the other guy in the ambulance and shut it. These guys had a good ambulance match for what the stipulation was. Randy Orton Drew McIntyre started off dominant, and then Randy Orton got the upper hand. But then Big Show choke slammed Randy Orton through the table. Drew McIntyre obviously got the upper hand, brought him to near the ambulance. Then I think Randy Orton started to take control backstage. Oh no, Drew McIntyre was still in control backstage, but then Randy Orton started to gain control. But then out of nowhere, Christian attacked him and sent him through a table, I think. Well, not through a table, just towards the tables. And then Drew McIntyre took control, brought him near the ambulance. But I think Randy Orton reversed, and when they were on top of the ambulance and pushed Drew McIntyre into the windshield, which looked brutal. There was blood all over Drew McIntyre's back. But when they were on top of the ambulance, from behind, Shawn Michaels switching music, Randy Orton off the ambulance onto the table, and then it was Drew McIntyre's time to win, I guess. But somehow, Randy Orton stood up and RKO'd Drew McIntyre when Drew McIntyre picked him up, put him in the ambulance, and then Drew McIntyre put his hand between the doors as soon as he was about to close the second one, poked Randy Orton in the eye, and Randy Orton couldn't see, and then a Claymore kick. After a Claymore kick, he put Randy Orton inside the ambulance, but then he wasn't done. He punt kicked Randy Orton, which is Randy Orton's finisher, and then shut the doors. Drew McIntyre won. Next match was very sad at the end. So it's cousin versus cousin, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso, which Roman Reigns has been, started attacking his family. He's saying he's the best out of his family, and it leads me to believe The Rock might return and face Roman Reigns, but I don't know, because The Rock and Roman Reigns are in the same family. But this match was very sad. It was very one-sided. Jey Uso was a very happy guy. Everyone liked Jey Uso. The Usos are probably the best tag team ever, and Roman Reigns just brutalized him. And it was, but Jey Uso did get a few comebacks. At one point, I kind of thought he was actually going to win after that frog splash, but Roman Reigns kicked out and low-blowed Jey Uso when he kicked out. That's when Roman Reigns took control again, and Jey Uso could never take control. Roman Reigns started beating him to death. Jimmy Uso came out, which was Jey Uso's brother, threw in the towel because enough was enough. Got between Roman Reigns and Jey, and that was the end. That's literally some of the brutality that happened towards Jey Uso. That was after, I think, the beating, and that was Jimmy and Jey lying on the floor, and Roman Reigns won the match, and that was about it. I thought it was a great pay-per-view. I think maybe not better than the Royal Rumble. I think it's the second best pay-per-view of the year. I thought it was really great. We had great matches. Ladder match. There was a ladder match. Roman Reigns vs Jey Uso and Randy Orton vs Drew McIntyre were all great matches. So was Cesaro Nakamura vs Lucha House Party. We had okay matches like I guess below average, like Oscar versus Zelina Vega, and average Apollo Crews versus Bobby Lashley. We had a good match between Street Profits and Angel Garza and Andrade, and Bayley versus Oscar weren't really a match. It was like 4 minutes. But overall, a great pay-per-view. Can't wait for Hell in a Cell.